What if Trump and Biden just both drop out
at the last minute and then Kanye wins? I think it's funny. I think Kanye tweeted the other day, he's like, no man should have that kind of power. I don't care. It's like, bro, you thought you were going to win.
I'm sorry.
Did he really think he was going to win?
No, actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this was actually a fake tweet that I saw and should have fact checked. Did I just spread fake news? I think maybe I did, but I caught it. Hey,
you know what?
But
I bet he did.
It.
I bet he did say it because he has a song called Power and it says no one man should have all that power.
Oh, so he did tweet
correct,
at some point.
Kanye. I think that's true.
That's from his song Power.
Did you guys know that Facebook tracks violence, incitement?
They do. Yeah, let's talk about this.
What do you mean?
Facebook has a meter where they're like tracking the words people use to determine how angry and violent they're becoming.
Yeah, what's up
Seriously,
with that?
check it out. From BuzzFeed News, Facebook has an internal metric for violence and incitement trends. Right now, it's rising. Thank you, BuzzFeed, for making me feel more comfortable. The metric, which assesses the potential for danger based on keywords, rose to 580 from 400 this week, a 45% increase. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything to me. Does that mean people are being violent? Like they want to be violent? They're going to be violent? What is it?
Are they reading our minds? What's going on? It's like when they can know when we're pooping.
No, but like, what's a 579 mean? Do they tell us? They say, as votes are being tallied, blah, blah, blah. In a post to a group on Facebook's internal messaging board, one employee alerted their colleagues to a nearly 45% increase in the metric, which assesses the potential for danger based on hashtags and search terms over the last 5 days. The post, which was seen by BuzzFeed News, notes that trends were previously rising slowly, but that recently some conspiracy theory and general unhappiness post hashtags were gaining popularity. The probable violence and incitement metric for Explore has been slowly rising over the last few days, the post's author wrote, referring to Facebook's Explore search tool. Risky hashtags seem conspiracy theory-esque. The internal metric, which has not previously been reported, has been around a score of 400 on October 31, and then it started rising to 580 as of Thursday morning. They say they ban violence and incitement. The rapid uptick in violence and incitement number indicates that the company's own internal metrics have found Facebook posts are contributing to an unstable situation around the counting of ballots in the U.S. presidential election as Donald Trump and his supporters attempt to inject unfounded doubts into the process. I love how BuzzFeed just has to put that in there.
Extra words, man.
Pretty sure people have videos of things that are freaking them out. I believe all of these things should be investigated because could you imagine if Biden wins and none of these things are investigated and then we get 4 years of Joe Biden cheated? Like, I'm not interested. I think if the Democrats are very confident they're going to win, then look into these things and debunk them if you think they're not true. If BuzzFeed wants to say they're unfounded, okay, BuzzFeed, write an article about it and tell me why it's unfounded. Prove it. Otherwise, don't waste my time. They say these hashtags, which are gaining popularity, point to the overall theme, the employee wrote, of Democrats stealing the election, not trusting the results, and supporting Trump. I wouldn't panic because most of these hashtags aren't very prevalent, but it does seem to be building trend that ideally we stop before it gains momentum, the employee said in their post. While these hashtags aren't as explicitly risky as rigged election and voter fraud, they do promote similar ideas. Given we have approval to block those hashtags, it would be great if we could come up with a standard for these borderline hashtags. You know what they're saying?
What the H are they saying?
If you tweet something like Democrats are stealing the election, or if you post that on Facebook, they will get rid of you.
Because you're inciting violence. Because
you're contributing to this trend of ideas.
That's interesting.
They don't want you to think or share information.
Goodbye, Project Veritas.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah. Veritas is going to get nuked for sure.
They're going to be done.
I mean, look, Mark Ruffalo, he tweeted earlier, there is not a single shred of evidence to anything Trump is claiming, talking about the voter fraud.
Yep.
It's all lies, and it's not going to go anywhere with the courts. He has lost all but one lawsuit because he has no credible claims.
And Mark Ruffalo would know. He's who I go to
is
for
the
my
authority.
political
But I mean, really
analysis.
think about this.
Knows
Like, with all of these college students in universities that have, like, they need safe spaces, they have crazy PTSD because of 2016, the media creates this narrative. The media puts it out and says, this is that, Hillary's going to bomb, Biden's going to bomb. They say that this isn't real, there's no fraud, nothing here going on. But then the truth comes out. They can't deal with reality. They have PTSD. It's like they did this to them. So like I'm speaking to these kids right now. It's like the reason why you have such terrible PTSD is because the media, people like Mark Ruffalo, lie to you. They cause you to believe that this is actually not happening, and then the truth comes out, and you're completely disillusioned.
Yep.
Your whole world is a lie. It's not Donald Trump's fault. It's the media that lies to you.
But you know what really was surprising to me? I was surprised to find that Mark Ruffalo's intelligence is closer to that of the Hulk than to Dr. Bruce.
I'm inclined to agree. I really agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you know.
That's his secret. He's always wrong.
He's always wrong.
And people don't realize they don't realize how hypocritical these people are. It's like these people are multimillionaires.
I know.
And they're standing with socialism.
Dude, I bet you a bunch of them secretly voted for Trump
I
because they're
bet you they
super
did.
rich.
Because
What if they
I
did?
don't know what
Yeah.
that's
you
going
see
on.
what Glenn Greenwald tweeted?
No.
What did he tweet?
There was someone tweeted like this election may get dragged out until January or whatever, and then we just lost internet.
And then Glenn Greenwald said, "Good."
Well, we're recording, so I'll just keep going. Someone tweeted that it's going to get dragged out until January, and Glenn Greenwald tweeted, "That's great because it gives the Lincoln Project more time to take money from the something
That's
like that."
true. I love it.
Or it gives resistance Democrats more time to transfer their bank account funds over to the Lincoln Project.
Exactly.
Something like that.
That's a good. That's an
So
excellent point. I appreciate him saying that.
I don't know what's going on with the internet, but
No worries.
the good news is that the Verizon people finally came. Maybe they'll get it before the
we're gonna
apocalypse
have real
happens.
internet. Hopefully
Yeah,
before the internet.
exactly.
Look, when I see the story about Facebook and the violence rising stuff, they start banning people. I think that contributes to people getting angrier and angrier. And I've seen comments on videos and stuff where they say things like, "What do I do? I'm starting to feel very powerless.
Yeah.
Like your vote doesn't matter. You're being ignored. The media's lying to you. What do you do?" I'm worried people are gonna start going nuts, and that's what we don't want to happen. But I mean, what are people going to do?
On the
yeah,
right.
on the right, absolutely on the right.
And
the left
I
has already
mean-
snapped a long time ago.
Yeah.
These people
Oh,
have
yeah.
lost the plot.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think that the right has a leg to stand on if they were to melt down and go crazy and cause trouble? Because I remember this CNN reporter was talking about these gun-toting people in Arizona saying, count the vote or stop the vote or whatever. She's like, they're carrying long guns. She sounded like she was reporting from a war zone.
Yeah.
Like nothing's happened with those guns. Nothing's going to happen with those guns. Those people are perfectly fine, perfectly in their rights to pray. So what's the deal? Why should right-wingers not riot? Like what's stopping them?
Rioting is bad.
Of
Okay.
course,
Feels
I know
like-
that's
no,
true.
I hear you.
That is
I
true.
think-
You know what I'm saying, though, right?
I think if it is true, if the things that appear to be sketchy truly are,
Yeah.
then of course people have a right to demand some kind of investigation for this to be seriously looked into and remedied. That's pretty much all I can say at this point. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
It feels like we lost a war with China.
Yeah.
it
China.
does, doesn't it?
Feels like we lost a great meme war, frankly.
I'm just thinking
As
about
a veteran
how
of the
look,
first meme war.
don't
I
we
think
did
I
lose
think
it.
capitalism
did.
has
I
been
agree.
exploited to a great degree, where you get people like the Lincoln Project.
It's true.
I think the hilarious thing is like this idea of a grifter.
Yeah.
The left is always like, "You're a grifter. They're a grifter. They're grifting." I certainly think there are right-wing grifters for sure, but like the Lincoln Project is the most well-funded grifting operation ever.
Oh my goodness, that's so true.
Seeing people like Jennifer Rubin of the
Yeah.
Washington Post, she's a conservative, but she cheers for like far-left Democrats.
Anna
Like,
Navarro.
dude, come on.
Well, that's,
yeah,
I mean,
Anna Navarro.
I cheer
Yeah.
for far left
Alyssa
Democrats.
Milano.
I cheer for Joe Biden. We discussed this. We're grifters now. We're all
That's
in the
right.
Biden.
We are
Isn't that our
grifters.
whole thing?
We're
This is
grifting
Biden,
hard.
Bidencast IRL.
On the Biden train.
Yeah.
Correct, sir. We are
Chugga chugga
riding
choo
with
choo.
Biden tunes.
Yeah, Biden tunes.
AOC tunes.
The best tunes.
Biden matters.
I don't know what's going on with ops over here.
Yeah.
The internet's on the fritz because we're talking about naughty things.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about bad things.
They're cutting
Are
us.
we getting hashtag throttled right now?
Maybe.
Hashtag's
Yeah.
happening?
I don't think so.
The comment section's going crazy.
The
Why,
comment-
are they saying it's suppression?
Yeah.
Is
We're-
that-
Sure it is. It's not. It's maybe
Dude,
in the middle
I live in the
nowhere.
mountains.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So, yeah, man, I don't want to be in the city.
I think we're back. There
And
we go.
I mean, it's been cutting in and out. It just cut out again. There's nothing we can do about it.
What else? We're chilling. We're chilling.
I don't want to be in any cities for the time being.
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so I still do live. I was just up there, and we're still pretty much on the East Coast. I just don't want to be within walking distance, or I guess
Within
bus or
riding distance.
Uber distance. We'll call it that. We'll call it Uber distance.
Yeah.
So still do
I
something
mean,
far away.
I'm not going to give any locations, but I'm moving out of Cali. I left.
You are.
I can give locations.
Yes.
I know where he's
I-
moving.
I
so
prepared
if you want-
for
If
this.
you want his
Don't
docs,
do it,
give a
Seamus.
super chat.
Seamus, no.
I prepared for this, man, because
I'm glad.
Trump, if Trump loses this thing, I mean, dealing with Antifa, Black Lives Matter, these people want revolution. They want to destroy the system. And if you're in like a heavy, huge blue state, blue city, like if the police get defunded, no one's
kidding?
no one's gonna help you, and you're being convinced as a leftist that guns are bad. You're being convinced as a leftist that even the thought of a gun is evil.
Do you think some of
Like,
that changed?
who's
Drew?
gonna come in? Who? I think change will only come when this starts knocking on your door.
I think you might
I
be
think
right.
that's when it
case in
happens.
point. I didn't want to buy any guns or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then the riots got too close, and I was like, they're defunding the police. I had someone trying to break into my house, and so I was like, time to go buy some guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's a reasonable approach to take. Someone tries to break in your house. Also, I mean I think people should just have guns, generally speaking, to defend themselves.
Yeah.
I did a cartoon about this when the riots broke out about guns.
Oh, that's
and
right.
about the mobs and how I mean I was thinking that for the time being the gun control conversation would pretty much be dead because when
It was
riots
for a
pop up
little while.
across the country, and they aren't discussing it as much recently, but of course it'll come back. People's memory spans, unfortunately, are
Joe
not that
Biden's
long.
Joe Biden's gun plan is like the most radical thing we've ever seen.
insane.
I know. Why do you think that is? Because they want to be able to get away with this kind of rioting. They want to be able
yeah.
to intimidate people. They want to be able to go to the suburbs. They do. It's
Oh,
kind of it's
man.
kind of inconvenient when people are able to protect themselves and their families. It makes you a little less powerful when you're trying to intimidate them with your numbers.
I
You know
agree.
what the big issue is? That the Obama administration, they and the Republicans and the Democrats back in the 90s, they didn't just erode the markets and the economy and jobs overnight. It was very, very slow to the point where, you know what? Let me tell you a story. Do you know the story about how eBay changed the color of its website?
Yes.
No.
eBay used to be yellow, and then they decided one day we're going to make eBay white, and they changed it, and everyone flipped out, and they were like, no, it's bad, change it back, we hate it, it's so they changed it back, like, okay, whoa. Then every day they slowly did one increment towards white, and then a year later the website was white and no one noticed.
Oh wow.
No one had noticed the change.
It's kind of cool.
That's
That
what-
frog in the boiling water, right?
Exactly, boiling frogs.
Exactly.
So that's what I think we're going to see. I don't think Joe Biden's going to do anything dramatic. Like, could you imagine if right when he gets in office, he goes like, "We're signing the deal to destroy the suburbs," and then he they start tearing down suburbs and like Trump.
Part of the Green New Deal. Get rid of the suburbs.
Yeah, we got to change the buildings.
Yeah, I mean-
Paris Climate Agreement.
Well,
He
that's
already-
the thing. This insane monolithic bureaucratic super state that's spying on everybody and waging these completely unsustainable wars in the Middle East and taxing people at unbelievably high rates was not built overnight. This is something that they had to work their way to one new policy at a time.
Right. Yeah. So they're so. You know, I just think it's funny. Joe Biden, he wants to raise the corporate tax rate to what, like 39%, right? The Obama administration and Biden were in favor of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Okay, they're also in favor of a $15 minimum wage. Put those things together,
Yeah.
what do
How
you
is this
get?
going to work?
Okay, here's what happens. You say free trade between the U.S. and China. If you work in this country, if the company's got to pay you $15 an hour, and we're going to tax that company 40%.
Yeah.
So the company says, so what you're telling me is if I go in China where I can pay a quarter an hour to Foxconn, laborers who live in cubicles, I don't got to pay them healthcare. I don't got to pay $15, and I got to pay corporate tax rate, but I get to keep all the profits. Done.
Yeah,
Free trade. I can ship the products back in with no tariffs, no costs.
exactly.
Done.
Because Biden will definitely.
That's
remove
what
all those
they
tariffs.
were
Yeah,
doing.
exactly. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I think Trump got elected, because they were eroding the manufacturing base, like purposefully allowing it to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's coming back, baby.
It's coming back.
I think it's going to be
If Biden wins, we don't actually know.
But,
for
but
sure that
here's
he
the
won
thing:
it.
like, if you have someone who's a low information voter and you splash hot coffee in their face, and then they go, my face hurts. Why does my face hurt? And then you say it's
Trump.
because Trump, and they go, Trump's bad. He made my face hurt. And you're like, that's right. Here, take another. And you splash him in the face again. No, Trump, make it stop.
And then Biden splashes them in the face with coffee, and you're like, "Don't blame me. I voted for Trump."
It's like, a better way to put it is like they're alone in an elevator with Joe Biden, and he lets one rip, and then he looks at him and goes, "It was you."
Hey there, fat. There's Trump. He did it. He came in the elevator and farted and left.
You just didn't notice.
He never knew.
No, but they
elevator shaft.
Their policies had led to an erosion. And what did Obama say? What kind of magic wand do you have to bring back manufacturing? And then Donald Trump did it.
Sure did.
He brought back manufacturing.
Their policies cause destruction. They wreak havoc. They destroy families. They destroy businesses. You have like paramilitary organizations like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. They create these problems and then they present themselves as the saviors to eradicate those problems. This is why you have Joe Biden telling the country that he's going to heal the nation.
Right.
Do you honestly believe
Isn't
that?
that such a creepy thing to say?
It's
like
weird.
Joe Biden says he'll heal the nation. Was restore the soul of the nation one of his acts? I saw that on a yard sign, and I wasn't sure if that was actually
I think
his
so.
or just something
Restore
weird
the
thing that
soul of
somebody
the
said.
nation?
Yeah, which is just another way of saying "Make America Great
don't
Again," but
like
like a
that.
way more like creepy spiritual way
I
of
Build
dealing
back
with a
better.
secular
That,
person.
yeah.
Yeah, build back better.
Well, here's the thing about Joe Biden. He might sound nice and he might say things like, rebuild the soul of America and fix its problems and heal its wounds. He accuses Trump supporters of being Nazis.
Yeah.
He introduced his whole campaign with the concept of the Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lie. The Charlottesville hoax, veryfinepeople.org dispels it. And they talk, it's just, he's the worst. He's just nice looking and he seems old and feeble.
Yeah, and also speaking of Nazis, the idea of a nation like having a soul or the nation being an ethical entity is literally fascism.
Factually wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? I do want to mention something really funny. I watched this video from the Pennsylvania, I think, Secretary of State or AG or whatever. She's like, so one of the journalists asked her, why is it that there are more mail-in ballots being reported than mail-in ballots requested? And she went, oh, that's just, like we got computers and people will label things and like it was just a mistake. So ignore that.
Oh,
It reminds me, you guys ever watch Venture Brothers?
yes.
When like that, I can't remember the episode, it's been so long, where the guy's in the back of the car and he's like, ignore me. So what happens is you've got mail-in ballots coming into Pennsylvania at a higher rate than were requested. So there was like a chart showing like 49,000 ballots requested, 150,000, returned. Something doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then she goes, oh, just, it was a reporting error. Like the numbers are being fixed. Don't worry about that. It's like, I think we should worry about that.
You know what worried me about Pennsylvania was the AG
you-
saying he won.
Kitty, come
Biden
here.
would have won when they tallied all the votes. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's an interesting prediction to
Yeah,
make.
that's a really weird thing.
Gentleman who likes Joe Biden and who hates Donald Trump. That is an interesting prediction to make.
Yeah,
I mean,
in
like,
a
think about
state
this.
that
They
went for Trump
stopped.
last time.
They
also.
stopped?
They stopped counting Trump votes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
some states, like at 11:30 p.m. They say they're going to take a break. They're going to wait.
Uh-huh.
And then overnight, all these magical Biden votes that came
Dude,
out of nowhere.
it's ticking me off.
But really think about it. Why are they saying that they're going to stop counting, but then overnight, obviously
They
someone
started
was
counting
counting?
again.
This is what the Georgia Republicans pointed out, that
interesting.
they said that they were stopping for the night for administrative reasons, and then immediately started counting again, and when no one was watching.
Yep.
There was
Yeah,
about,
wow.
I think it was like almost 10 to 20,000 magical ballots that were all Biden.
Yeah, they were.
It's happened in a bunch of places. I will say, in Michigan, people keep sharing this meme. Well, I shouldn't call it a meme, but it's photos of 120,000 only for Biden. And the official announcement from the New York Times was a failure in, I think it was Edison Research. It was a reporting error by the company tracking the ballots, and that it was just, they fixed it. And then I'm seeing all these people say like, oh no, this is crazy. And I'm seeing like conservatives say, we got to point this out. And I'm like, guys, they said the same thing about Arizona in Trump's favor. I'll tell you one of the problems I had with Trump's press conference. He's like, you look at these states where we're winning, and then just overnight our lead starts being whittled away, And the opposite is happening in Arizona, where Joe Biden is winning and Joe Biden's lead is slowly being whittled away. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Don't make that argument.
if you want to make an argument that the Democrats conspired and they're doing all this crazy stuff, then they're doing it, then they're really smart. They made it so it was a razor thin win. They made it so that it's also happening to Joe in a state they didn't need. I think there's dirty games played, but I don't think it's what people think it is. They think there's like a meeting that happens where Obama walks in and comes out of the shadows.
No,
it's
no.
like a parking garage, and like he's wearing a trench coat, and he's like, Joe, here's the file. And he like kicks a manila folder at Joe, and then Joe opens and sees the plan. No, what really happens is you've got a bunch of crazy people who don't need to be communicated with to do things that are dirty. Like there's a video of a guy, and you can see him. He's reading a ballot, and then he starts marking something.
Hello, Boo-Boos.
And no one knows what it is. We don't know what he was marking or why. But a lot of people on the right are saying, that's a guy, like, you can't do that. He's like, and the camera pans away real quick. It's like, okay, it's not that there's a grand conspiracy. It's that you need poll watchers because you might get one person being like, Trump, crumple, throw it away.
Right.
That's the problem. That's why Trump was right to sue, to make sure that people could be monitoring what was going on.
And then Democrats, they challenged it.
Yeah, that was
That's
the
what's
weird
causing me to question. Is
It's
like,
Oh, yeah.
making me
why are you challenging something that will only vindicate you?
Well, aren't they the ones who are constantly crying about the democracy? Aren't they the ones who are constantly crying about counting every single vote? Here they are not doing it, fighting Trump when he's trying to do it. I hate it. I really don't like it. It's making me really mad. It seems like the whole thing is just a bunch of cheating. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think that at every level, Democrat operatives are acting in
Well,
very
I'll tell
bad
you what.
faith.
If the Republicans knew for a year what the Democrats were talking about doing and what they were planning or whatever, and they didn't do anything about it, then why should I be sympathetic? And
That's fair.
I think Trump should fight every legal fight he can. I
Yeah.
think he should not just give up easily. I think he should say, here's what we think's happening. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to file the suits, and we'll see if we win. And right now, it's like it's close. Trump could win.
Yeah.
So, but if it comes out, if it comes out that they do uncover fraud or something, good, great. Let's get it all in the open. The DOJ said that they're going to investigate any actionable intelligence that they can, but it depends on what they get. A lot of people don't understand that these videos that are circulating are not necessarily actionable intelligence. They can look into it and be like, what do we do? If there's a claim that a poll worker took a stack of ballots and shuffled them together, what do? You can pick up that stack and you're not going to know which ballot came from where.
That's sneaky.
Nothing you can do about it.
I don't like that.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. So come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.